guys, it's Talia and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, we're going to be talking about the top 10 best movies on Netflix to watch for the fall season. October, horror movies, suspenseful, thriller, and there's a few little happy movies that you guys might enjoy as well. Not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe down below. Just hit that subscribe button and notification bell so you won't miss any videos. Also, do not forget to check out my mom's channel. I'll link her YouTube channel down below, or I'll link it up here. That way you guys know how to look for her. Just like recipes, desserts, and all that good stuff. It's pretty much it, guys. So if you guys want to know the top 10 best movies to watch on Netflix, thank you. So the first movie that I really recommend is called The Silence. Such a good movie, guys. It's a Netflix original movie, more like a thriller horror movie, but it's not scary at all. So it's about a world that is under attack by creatures. It's about a family at the teenage who's about 13, lost her hearing, so they can't really hear nothing and they can't really talk, so they have to use sign language. Try to find a safe place for them to live, especially since the world is under attack, so they need to find a better safe. They cannot make any sound whatsoever, so they have to either write or do sign language, which they've been doing sign language throughout the way. The saddest part is that they were in the vehicle, they're trying to get out of the town so they won't be attacked by creatures. Dogs can really sense that someone's coming or a creature or anything. Started barking a lot. Father had to let the dog go, so he opened the back to let the dog go. The saddest part, it broke my heart. Not make any sound, because if you do, they attack you, so you have to stay really quiet. Like, do not make a sound. They're like really fast creatures, so they will get you. Survival, where they try to find a place so they can be safe and their family, and they find a way to escape from those creatures. It's kind of similar like The Quiet Place. If you guys haven't watched The Quiet Place, I recommend The Quiet Place. Such a good movie. The next movie that I recommend is called Before I Wake. So this is more like a drama fantasy movie. A little bit scary, little jumps parts that kind of like makes it really spooky. Mark and Jesse, my 8-year-old named Cody. Of course, they welcome him into their homes, and such a good boy. He's very quiet and so on. The boy tells Jesse, since he seems like a very odd child, because they've been through so much, you know, they kind of have a fear, and the boy Cody tells Jesse that he's having a hard time falling asleep and he's terrified. Jesse thinks it's like kind of like a natural feeling when a child comes to a different home. It's like a natural fear for any other child, you know, because they're in someone's home, and of course they're gonna have trouble sleeping on the first night. Cody will have like nightmares magically become real with his nightmares. Whatever dreams that Cody been having, it comes to their world, you know, and it's terrifying him, trapping him. Cody will say things like, the cankerman ate his mom. Like, and at the end, the mom died with cancer. Explains the monsters that he's been dreaming about. Puts the pieces into puzzle. And interesting, the dreams that he been having is like really true, you know. A good movie, and the directors, they did a great job with this movie. Third movie that I recommend is called The Bye-Bye Man. So it's more like a thriller horror movie. If you're scared of movies, I would not recommend it to watch it at night. Interesting, because I've never watched like The Bye-Bye Man. It's like, what's this movie about? 3 college friends, horrific origins of the Bye-Bye Man. These 3 college students decided to discover the Bye-Bye Man. Of course, when they discover it, there is a curse, so they always have to find a way to avoid his curse, the curse of the Bye-Bye Man. You can't think it, you can't say it, but once when the Bye-Bye Man gets in your head, he takes control of your body, your mind, physically everything. You have to be careful to not think about it. Like, erase Bye Bye Man off your mind. The movie might be a little confusing. Other than that, it's free, it's on Netflix, and I really enjoyed it. The fourth movie I recommend is called Hotshot, a death rider who she basically lives out in the woods. She kind of like fights her life in silence. Max killer appears in her window, so that would be. She does have a friend that lives not too far from her. Max killer killed her friends. Guy named Max tries to kill her and broke those glass and just enter, you know, and then after he realized that she cannot hear or nothing, so obviously this Max killer just took advantage to scare her because she can't hear, she's deaf. A few angles and twists of this movie that I find it really good. And you know, the girl just staying in the cabinet, and the psycho killer just was people for sport, for I guess for fun. I don't know what killer people do. They're crazy nowadays. It's the fact that it lead to characters was brave. It's such a good movie and it was worth watching. The fifth movie that I recommend is called We Have Always Lived in a Castle on Netflix, and I thought it was really interesting. I continue watching the movie. It's like really good. About the father and two of his girls that live in a castle. They'll have to run errands in town. The younger sister doesn't like to go in town because they make fun of her and they bully her, like very harsh things. The older sister doesn't go in town because just not ready to go out there. Father is sick actually, and he's in a wheelchair. The older daughter cooks and do everything, and the younger daughter just, you know, there for help. Cousin, apparently he showed up in their house from feeling her vibe when he first came in, like in the house. He will like make the older sister like fall in love with the cousin, because younger sister can tell like he's a bad cousin, like he just wants to take control of his older sister and wants to keep like the money and the house and everything, so he's there to take advantage of all that from her father. And of course the father is sick, but he's not ready to release his papers, but the cousin is trying to take him away from the girls, that way he can control the house. Like, not a good cousin at all. If I was in that movie, I would just like smack them. At the beginning, it could be a little confusing with the characters, how they react to each other. Such a good movie, so good. So really recommend that, guys. Next movie that I recommend is called Stephanie. Stephanie is more like a horror movie. Mysterious global crisis. It's more about a young girl who left alone to hide from the malevolent power, and her parents eventually return. Monsters doesn't have a name. There's something in the woods and it's coming after Stephanie. It kind of like justifies a small child to get fear out of it, fear of the dark, and out of that for Stephanie. So she senses that something is coming for her. So this movie is more like a movie Carrie, but except Stephen King's storytellers is way much better, but this movie is similar to a young girl, you know. The seventh movie that I recommend is called Peter Rabbit. Rabbit is such a fantasy adventure movie, family movie, and the rabbits are just like so cute, guys. Adventures and trying to snatch foods. About Peter Rabbit and his sisters, Flopsy, Mopsy, and the Cottontail, spending their days in Mr. McGorry's vegetable little garden farm. One of McGorry's relatives, Gory McGors, I don't know how you pronounce that, he did have little accident. I guess little Peter Rabbit, one of his sisters, were trying to get like food in his garden, and obviously he's like the mainly like the bad one, jumps on him and everything, and he had like a heart attack, like got hurt, and McGorry's relatives moves in, takes over the house. He does not like the rabbits at all. He's pissed with the rabbits and he tries to like get rid of them. Not a very nice person at all. Some parts of that are very emotional. It just makes me want to cry. And Morty is really adorable, and it's such a good little adventure for the rabbits. It's just so cute. And then next door there's a sweet young lady that really has a good heart for the rabbits and always there for them. The things that they do, the little rabbits, to get in trouble. If you guys haven't watched that movie, I recommend you guys to watch it. It's such a good movie. Movie that I recommend is called Tall Girl. Tall Girl is actually a Netflix original movie. It's such a good movie. At first I was like, doesn't seem that interested, but after I clicked it, I thought it was a really good movie. The tallest girl in high school falls, and the whole entire students in high school will make fun of her. How's the weather up there? They will just make fun of her height. It's just really sad. She kind of falls for this huge handsome guy. He just recently moved with one of his best friends, and she like has a crush on him. He's from, I forgot where he's from actually. London, where exactly, but he has an accent. He's really cute. Look, everybody didn't like him, so now that he moved here, he wants to be the cool guy, like the popular guy. Wants everyone to like him, and he will date the popular girl, you know. Jodie kind of feels like she's not really happy about herself, and it makes me sad, you know, because you have to love who you are, and it shouldn't matter if you're tall. She will feel like very insecure about herself, and her best friend, who is a guy and really likes her, crush on her and really loves her, and who is Jodie's sister. Her sister always give her advice, always looks up to her in many ways. Does not like pageants, but she's part of the community pageant. So at first I don't know why she continues with that, but with her sister and always give her advice. They weren't really close at first, but then after Jodie started talking the guy of her dreams, open to her sister, talk about relationships, about her life. Beautiful movie. It's so interesting and cliche, the movie, but it's such a good movie and it's worth to watch, guys. So I do recommend that movie. The next movie that I recommend is called Gremlins. I'm pretty sure everyone watched that movie. It's an old movie from years back. It's little gremlins, you know, cuties. They look so cute, but when water drops on them, they turn into something else. It is actually a 1984 movie. It's such a fantasy horror movie. It is not scary at all, guys. I promise you, it's not scary. So the salesman, who is the father of the child, is looking for a special gift for his son for Christmas. The father goes in Chinatown trying to find the most magnificent gift for his child. The shopkeeper actually tells him those moji. I can't pronounce that, okay, but you know what I mean. Those little tiny cute little creatures with warning instructions. So obviously the father, they cannot be in a bright light. Water, do not feed him after midnight, because many things can happen with those little creatures of gremlins that decided to tear up the town of Christmas Eve. So obviously the son kind of sort of did not listen, you know, and feed him after, and then water drops on them. It kind of like evolves into eggs, and it makes multiple of them. They're cute at first, but then after that they're little crazy devils. And it has a very nice 80s vibes of this vintage feel. Special effects is really well done, and I'm pretty sure everyone watched the Gremlins movie, but I recommend you guys to watch it. The 10th movie that I recommend is called Casper. Casper is such a good movie. The whole movie of Casper, you guys need to watch it. It's a 1995 movie. It's a fantasy comedy drama movie. The specialist James Harvey arrives to communicate with Casper and his fellow spirits, which is not just Casper, there's more little spirits in the mansion. He brings along his teenage daughter Cat. Quickly falls in love with Cat. Oh, so so cute. A ghost falling in love with a human relationship. It's complicated. Now, this movie a lot because it's one of my old favorite movies that I used to watch when I was a kid. So cute and romantic because it has this really spooky vibe, you know, Halloween, but it's not scary. But I'm sure if you guys already watched it, if you're not, I really recommend for you guys to watch this movie. That is pretty much it for my top 10 movies, guys, on Netflix. I feel like these top 10 would be really great for like the October month, the fall season to watch. I hope you guys find it really helpful. If you guys enjoyed this video, if you did, please give it a huge big thumbs up, and also do not forget to comment down below what is your favorite movie, because like I watch all the movies on Netflix. There's some I didn't really click because they didn't really feel the vibe to click on it. Yeah. But comment down below, guys, what movies you recommend for me to watch. See you guys on the next video. Bye, guys.